If you're watching this video, you probably struggle with perfectionism. Grab a chair, because you and I are going to have a talk about it. If at any point in your life you have identified as a perfectionist, it is very possible that you have experienced stress, anxiety, shame, urgency, anticipation, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. Perfectionism might go as far as to cost you living your life, because living is a process. But perfectionism likes to fixate on results and, dare I say, finalities. But there's nothing final about living, except dying, and even that is up for debate. I am definitely not a stranger to perfectionism. I don't even know where to begin with this. It has impacted my life in not so great ways. Obviously, I'm not talking about the type of perfectionism that has more to do with refining the quality of your work, let's say, but rather the more negative end of the spectrum, the type that has the power to immobilize you and make you engage less with your own life. One might even say that I am an expert on the field, unfortunately. But at the same time, I don't think that all patterns need to be fixed. Perhaps it is enough to learn to live with it, and as long as it doesn't become an obstacle in your life, then it even shapes you as who you are and makes you a unique individual. So today I want to share some mindset shifts and practical tips that have really helped me become a lighter person, a happier person, a more productive and creative person, and ultimately a freer person. Obviously, everything begins with awareness, and here really go with a microscope on yourself. You can even set a time frame. Really try to examine where perfectionism hides in your everyday life. What are the specific ways it impacts my life? Where is it in my life? What is the magnitude of its influence on my life? These are some things that can be really helpful, because change, I find, becomes a lot easier with specifics. And you can use a mental reminder. Say to yourself, is there perfectionism in this thing that I'm currently doing, thinking, feeling, saying? I know this can be hard. And I know it is not because you believe that you are better than this or you don't make any mistakes. I know, in fact, that it is quite the opposite. I know that mistakes are particularly heavy for you, potentially. It is for me. They are for me, potentially. If another person makes a mistake, it is totally fine. It is human, right? You know, we might get a little bit frustrated, but we forgive them because it is a human thing to make mistakes. Well, when it comes to ourselves, sometimes it might go as far as to feel like the whole freaking world is collapsing. Where's the logic in this? I don't know. Well, let me tell you a secret. Many individuals have made mistakes and the world keeps going. So if the world ends, and I'm not telling you it will not, I'm just telling you it's not going to be because of your mistake. I've researched it, trust me. It's not gonna happen like this. Tell yourself it is okay to make a mistake and learn from it and try again. Practice with yourself saying, I screwed this up and I am hurt and I feel embarrassed, or whatever else it is. But this too shall pass and I'll make it to the other side, alive and well. And this is a great opportunity to learn. Everybody goes through that cycle again and again. This is sort of life. And for you to condemn yourself and freeze yourself in a specific position in this process, it is to deny yourself growth. And I think that every individual has the right to growth, if anything. This is truly a unique opportunity for you to decide to learn and to not repeat the same mistake in the future, and open the space for new mistakes. Yay! Okay. No news, your mind probably is very familiar with black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking. My personal view, I do believe that this is a distortion. It doesn't seem to correspond to the nature of most things in life. I think that this might be more of a habitual verification of a part of you that at present is not maybe your best friend. So I think the answer to this is to embrace complexity. For hardcore perfectionists such as myself, there is a oversimplification on how we interpret situations that is pretty much biased against our own selves. And it truly has helped me very much to start recognizing complexity, recognizing the multitude of interacting components that make up any situation that I urgently have named my personal failure or inability or anything like this. If you struggle with perfectionism, I'm pretty sure there's been times in your life when you're very close to a deadline and you have either overthought the thing that you have to do to a fault, you have overexhausted yourself and the issue at hand, or on the other side, you might have not even started the damn thing because of procrastination. There's a very simple answer to this. Sit down and put something together. Anything. Now it is not the time for your evaluations. It is not the time for improvement. It is not the time for alternatives. No, now is the time for something to exist. Be a materialist for a little bit. Only recognize value in form for a little bit so that you can actually create form, and then you can take it apart, but just create the damn thing, please. This is literally, the sun is in and out. Okay, you do you. This is literally what made this video possible, if I'm honest. Also, this is how I keep going to the gym. If I had given up on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, can I say though, with absolute confidence, that I am more fit than I was 5 months ago? Yes, I can. I have done something. I feel stronger. And I can see changes in my body too, which verifies, I believe, what I'm saying. But yeah, you're the expert. I don't know. So do something. Sit down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, start the thing, make a first draft. All I'm asking is a first draft. Okay, protect your resources. What does that mean? Find the areas in your life that you are more willing to be a little bit lazier, cut corners a little bit. Do you know the wheel of life, that kind of exercise where you rate your life's categories and then you see which areas are like higher, and then you kind of like create that that shape because you join the dots and you create that constellation that seems to be your life. Well, believe it or not, when I was younger, first of all, I was obsessed with that. And second of all, I thought that not having like a really nice circle-like shape meant that I was doing something wrong with my life, like I wasn't living it right. But let me blow your mind with something that actually my dearest therapist told me, and she's very wise. Well, basically she told me that it is a little bit impossible for me to show up in all areas of my life with the same, let's say, intensity at any one time. Because the thing with me is that I wanted to do everything together and sort of have like a perfect balance. And I mean, the idea of perfect balance is great, right? But maybe perfect balance in life doesn't look like a perfect circle in the wheel of life. Listen, it is easy for a perfectionist to try to show up with the same energy everywhere. As a performer myself, there have been many times in my life that I needed to work in a job that was non-related to my field, right? And me being me, I was showing up with the same energy and dedication, let's say, and I was getting so exhausted at this job, and then I didn't even have any energy or willingness or enthusiasm to do the things that I actually wanted to do. Consider the possibility that your 70% is 100% of what is needed of you. Because the truth is that we only have a limited, some of us introverts, a very limited amount of resources. It is wiser for us to learn to pick, the areas of our life that we need to be focusing more on at any one moment. Practice asymmetry. What does that even mean? Do things imperfectly on purpose. Splash a little bit of imperfection in the areas of your life that you feel safer to do so. Instead of doing things the right way, see if you can do things the fun way, and see if you can even purposefully leave something unfinished. I mean, nothing is ever really finished. I cannot say this enough. Even the creative process, right? A lot of artists have a difficult time completing their projects when there's no external deadline pressing them. Why? It's because the creative process doesn't really end. It's just that at some point we decide, okay, I will stop here for now. It's not because something has ended. It's just you just stop. That's it. That's all. That's it. If you continue on, it's gonna keep becoming. The project will keep becoming. And the same goes for you. As I said before, it's a cycle, and it's not worth you stopping yourself from rolling. You need to roll in life. Even go as far as to make it your goal to make as many mistakes as you can with something. And laugh at it. Laugh at yourself for making these mistakes. Laugh at the ridiculousness of life. And then from that point, you can start expanding that comfort zone, and the thing that was previously scary becomes the new comfort zone. Okay, I think I will stop here for today because I could talk for a long time about this, but I would like to keep this short and maybe talk more about it in a future video if that's something you would like to see. As a final thought, I would like to leave you with this, and I might change my mind about it, so don't carve it on a stone or anything. If perfection is a thing, then we, human beings, imperfect as we are, probably are not able to perceive it in the first place. And maybe when we talk about perfection, it really is a subjective accumulation of things that usually go unexamined by us. And I think it would be really helpful and beneficial to examine what perfection is for you. What does it represent? What does it mean? What is the standard, really? And why is it? I think that's it. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, hit the like button. It will help me tremendously. Subscribe if you want to stick around for more. Till next time.